with reports surfacing that Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson is a done deal, I gotta say how I really feel, bro. And obviously this pick ain't official. I don't make my official breakdown and prediction until the week of fights. But I do want to say this, and y'all see the title, and I mean this shit, and I'm gonna explain to y'all what I mean. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson is an 80-20 fight in favor of Gervonta Tank Davis. Yeah, I'm gonna say it again because I know some of y'all are like, what? Nah, KO, you don't, KO, come on, KO. Say it again, bro. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson is a 80-20 fight in favor of Gervonta Tank Davis, in my opinion. There was a time where I thought this fight was 50-50. There was a time that I thought this fight was closer. But as I watch both of these fighters fight more, I see things that makes me believe that Gervonta Tank Davis is better. And Shakur Stevenson has regressed a little bit or been shown to have some huge flaws in his game. And I think his style is very bad. Very, very bad for him and his chance to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, I don't just say 80-20 because you have a lot. And smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, turn on your notifications, and catch me live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday night at 7:30. I'm also live every Sunday morning with the Singing OG KQKC Boxing Network at 9 a.m. Join the channel as a member. Drop super chats and super thanks when you come by the live streams and the videos that we do. And hit me up if you want to debate. My email address is knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com. Or you can join the channel. You can join the channel and just hit the link while I'm live. Now, I say 80-20, and I say that not just you know how people throw shit out there, 70-30 fight, 60-40 in favor of this. No, I say 80-20 because I only see one way for Shakur Stevenson to win and 4 different ways that Gervonta Tank Davis can win, right? And I'm not gonna get too technical with y'all because I don't have the time to do it. But I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? First of all, the tempo and flow of the fight. One thing that's always important to understand when you're watching two fighters fight is, do you think it's gonna be two guys in the pocket? Is it gonna be a slugfest like that? Do you think it's going to be two guys at mid-range using their boxing skills and neither one of them really wanting to take a step back and take the center of the ring? Do you think it's going to ebb and flow where sometimes one guy's on the front foot, sometimes another guy's on the front foot? Or do you think that it's going to be, as most fights are, a standard one guy's aggressive, one guy's not aggressive? So one guy's on the front foot walking the other guy down and the other one's on the back foot. When you're breaking down a fight, that's the first thing you have to think about. And right off the bat, follow me here, right off the bat, I think I know, and I could be dead ass wrong, but based on what I've seen on film from both fighters, their demeanors, how they fight, what they look to do, I know for a fact that Shakur Stevenson is going to be on his back foot damn near the entire night. So that's the first thing that you got to understand why I'm saying 80-20. I'm going to tell you a story here. I'm breaking this shit down for you so you can understand my thought process. So right off the bat, I know Shakur is going to be very, very defensive centric, not only because that's his style, but because of who he's in the ring with. So I know he's going to be moving around the ring, using lateral movement and on his back foot the entire night against Gervonta Tank Davis. How do I know this? Because in the past, Shakur Stevenson's responses to power. The past is a good indication of what you'll do in the future. If you've been a lazy ass person for 10 years, getting fired from every job, the odds are that in your next job, you're going to be lazy and you're going to get fired. If you've been a hard-working individual your entire life, the odds are that if you get another job, you're going to be a hard-working individual. You're going to show up and you're going to get your work done. The past and what you do in the past is the best indication of what you will do and who you will be in the future, right? So I say that to say Shakur Stevenson, in the past, when he faces power punchers, when he faces guys that are perceived to be a threat, he becomes overly cautious, overly defensive, and he takes the back foot more than he should, in my personal opinion. He uses lateral movement more than he should, in my personal opinion, and his offense suffers drastically. So based on those facts, based on his apprehension to let his hands go against Artem, and by his own admission on talking to Cigar Talk, the man said, I was worried about his power. He had a big right hand. I'm not just going to get caught with nothing stupid, right? Complimented Edwin's power. Talked about how good Edwin was, how he had to be cautious. Talked about Nakathila, how powerful Nakathila felt, and how he was cautious in the fight and had to be cautious. So I can't help but think as a boxing analyst that you're going to be overly cautious with Tank Davis too, because he's far more dangerous and far better than all the aforementioned fighters that I just mentioned. He's better than Artem. He's better and more powerful than him. He's better and more powerful than Edwin De Los Santos. He's better and more powerful than Jeremiah Nakathila. So if they have you putting your hands in your pocket a little bit and fighting overly cautious, then I would imagine that Tank Davis would be able to do that with you too. So there's that part of it right there, why I feel like I know Shakur Stevenson is going to be on his back foot the entire fight. Now, for Shakur Stevenson to win a fight in that manner, since we're going with the opinion and with the prediction that he's going to be very defensive and fight off his back foot the entire night, that means Shakur Stevenson's one route, which is why I give him a 20% chance to win, his one route to beating Gervonta Tank Davis is going to be outpoint him and win by decision, right? That means he's going to be jabbing and moving, trying to stick and move, trying to be defensive, trying to stay away. The problem with that is this. Do you trust him to let his hands go enough and be offensive enough for the judges to give him rounds if they're watching Gervonta Tank Davis move forward and be aggressive with Shakur the entire fucking night? And then not only do you trust the judges to give him those types of rounds, do you trust Shakur Stevenson to let his hands go enough? Do you trust him to do more than just jab? More than just try to check hook out of a pivot to get out of the corner and shit? Do you trust him to really do enough offensively to where he's decisively winning rounds against the clear A side, the clear business of boxing that Gervonta Tank Davis is? Do you trust that he will be able to do that? And then even if Shakur Stevenson does sit down on his shots, you're talking about a guy who has a less than 50% knockout ratio, that wasn't knocking guys out at featherweight, really. Wasn't knocking guys out at 130, really. And he's got one stoppage in 3 fights at 135 pounds against Yoshino. So do you trust him to take on a puncher a fighter who's durable like Gervonta Tank Davis, who's shown a good chin against Gervonta Tank Davis against bigger punchers? Mario Barrios caught him with some good shots. Ryan Garcia caught him with some good shots. Tank Davis stood up to those punchers. You don't think he'll be able to stand up to Shakur's punches when Shakur isn't even sitting down on him because he's fighting so defensive? So you know Shakur can't hurt Tank Davis if he does sit down on his punches, and you can't even trust him to let his hands go enough while being defensive and being on the move. So his shot at winning is going to come simply by decision. Moving around, surviving, hoping that the judges give him rounds where the output is low, no one's really landing anything significant, and he's winning rounds because they like his ring generalship. Not as effective punching, not as effective aggression, obviously, because he ain't going to be aggressive with Tank. And so that's his path to victory. To me, that's a 20% chance. That's because you got one. The 80% comes in. Tank Davis can win this fight 4 different ways. Shakur could be boxing well, moving around the ring, but because his hands are in his pocket and he's not letting his hands go because he's worried about what Tank got coming back at him, Tank can win a decision because he's the one being aggressive. He's the one coming forward. Allegedly, based on IFL TV, they're fighting in Las Vegas. Las Vegas judges love aggressive fighters. They absolutely love aggressive fighters. So he can win by decision in that manner. He can also win by decision because he actually catches up to Shakur Stevenson, lands good shots on Shakur Stevenson, but Shakur Stevenson survives. because he showed some toughness, he showed some heart, he showed some survival instinct, and Tank Davis can win a decision because he's the one coming forward, he's aggressive, and he landed the cleaner, harder punches all night long. But Shakur just stood up to him and got to the final bell. He can win a decision that way. So he can win a decision in a multitude of ways by being aggressive and maybe never catching up to Shakur Stevenson, but the judges love his effective aggression. And he's the A side, he's the businessman. He's the one trying to make the fight, so they score the rounds to him in rounds where neither one of them are doing too much of anything. Or he could actually catch up to him, figure out the puzzle, be catching Shakur, have good success against Shakur, landing the cleaner shots, but Shakur just lasts and he wins by decision that way. He has two different ways to win a decision. Shakur has one. But there's two more ways that we haven't talked about. What if Shakur can't stand up to the power and Tank Davis catch up to him and he hurt him bad and the ref jump in or the doctor jump in? That's a TKO victory. He can win by a TKO as well, bro. Similar to what he did against Hector Luis Garcia. Similar to what he did to Ryan Garcia. Where he catch you with a good shot, you just can't recover. Your corner throwing the towel, you throwing the towel, or the doctor say that's enough because you blind and because your stomach hurt. Or Mario Barrios TKO. He could win like that by cutting the ring off, having success. His boxing skills are obviously highly underrated. And he could win by TKO against Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson doesn't have that route against Tank Davis. And then last and certainly not least, he could Frank Martin him. He could Leo Santa Cruz him. At any moment, he could flatline him. Catch him with a shot that he don't see. Where there is no getting up. There is no recovering. There is no TKO. You sleep. And the ref gets to 10 and you can't get up because you went to sleep for a little bit. You took a nap. So what I need y'all to understand is, bro, as Shakur Stevenson fans, have your opinion. Do what you want to do. But let's not get away from the fact of the matter is Shakur Stevenson has one way and one way only that he can win this fight. Staying away, not getting caught with nothing stupid, being focused for 12 rounds, being overly defensive, frustrating Tank Davis, and hoping that his defense is enough to get him rounds against Tank Davis. He can't win this fight with his offense. And he can't knock Tank Davis out. Can't stop him at all. He has to win a boring decision in order to win against Gervonta Tank Davis. Tank Davis has 4 different ways he can win this fight. And that is why. Give a damn what y'all say, bro. And I tell the channel members this all the time. And that's why we got an 86% correct rate picking fights. I tell channel members this all the time in our predictions, and I'll share it with y'all. If you're breaking down a fight, and one fighter got multiple ways to win, and the other fighter only got one way to win, odds are, the fighter with the multiple ways to win has those multiple ways because he's the better fighter. And the fighter with multiple ways to win typically will win that fight, bro. Because they got a deeper bag to go into. They got other things that they can do to win the fight. So I don't care what y'all say. I don't give a damn about your comments. I don't give a damn about you telling me that I'm only saying this because I'm a Tank fan. Nah, bro. Based on their styles, based on the ebb and flow of this fight, based on how I know Shakur is going to approach this fight versus how Tank Davis is going to approach this fight, Shakur can only win on a decision by staying away, bro. It's the only way he can win. Decision, staying away. Tank can win on the decision because Shakur survived his onslaught. Tank can win on the decision because Shakur make the fight so boring. But Tank is the aggressor, and ain't nobody finna give Shakur no round. Ain't no judges in Las Vegas giving Shakur rounds because it looked like he running from Tank the whole fight. And then Tank Davis can stop him in a multitude of ways by either TKO or KO. He got ways that he can win the fight that Shakur Stevenson can only dream of, bro. And that's why, in my personal opinion, as a boxing analyst, not as a Tank Davis fan, this fight between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, 80-20 fight in favor of Tank Davis. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.